Hi new mommies. This video is to share with you a few of the key movements, first movements postpartum. So give your body time to heal and rest. That is so vitally important. For the first 2 weeks, hardly doing anything except the breath. So the other videos that I have instruct in just resting diaphragmatic breathing, which I highly recommend immediately. But after about 2 weeks, when you're ready to start introducing gentle movement into your body, these are some of the movements that I recommend starting with. Of course, you do them when you feel ready. It doesn't have to be right at 2 weeks, but they can be beneficial all throughout the 4th trimester. So the one thing I would recommend before following the directions in this video is watching some of the breathing videos, so especially the active exhalation. So knowing how to use that active exhale to stabilize your spine and to get you a good abdominal brace, because then we'll start to use that here. The other thing I want to mention is that nothing that we're doing at this phase of your healing, so in the 4th trimester, is maximal. There's not any lift of the pelvic floor for dear life. There's not any strengthening of your core yet, right? There's none of that yet. The flow of energy still needs to be down and out, right? You're finishing getting all that energy out after you've had a baby. And we're just slowly beginning to bring awareness to closing and preparing you to start lifting up and in. So there's no effort. There's no effort to go this way yet and to tighten anything yet, right? A lot of the language that we use is so backwards if we really think about it, right? Like, we're not bouncing back, we're stepping forward into a new version of ourselves. So it's just really important to keep that in mind when you're starting to move your body again. Be patient, be gentle with yourself. Give yourself just plenty of love and care, just like you're giving love and care to your baby that was born. You were also born as a mother. So the first movement that I love is done in combination with a relaxation of the pelvic floor. So this is really just to soften and open up the pelvic floor, let it rest. A lot of times we clench, we hold, so this is a good position to let yourself rest in, also to get some hip mobility. So remember, we're using this position to come down to the back. We're never coming down linearly yet, right? We're not straining this linea alba. It just was stretched out. We want to give it a chance to heal, and before we start to stress it and strengthen it again, we come down through our side, and then we come to our back, and we'll come into sort of like this dead bug position. In other videos, I refer to this dead bug position, and you'll bring your hands behind your thighs and just give your knees and hips gentle circles here. So I circle my knees here. If it feels good to hold behind the thighs, you can. If it's fine for the knees, you can hold in front of the shins, and that's lovely. And this just allows your lower back to massage gently on the ground. You feel some pressure of your sacrum on the ground. It's really lovely. You can go one direction and then the other. And here what you want to focus on is the inhalation to relax the pelvic floor. And then on the exhalation, you're doing nothing. You're just letting it have a natural recoil. And then once your hips feel a bit more mobile, you can pause with your knees wide and in towards the outsides of your body. And you can either keep your grip here, or you can reach up. If it's okay with your neck and shoulders and your spine, you can reach up and grab either your ankles or the outsides of your feet. Notice how my arms are on the insides of my knees. My hands are on the outsides of my feet. So if you have to strain, right, if your hips are very tight and this is about as far as you're getting, and you have to do like almost a crunch to get your hands up, then forget it. Drop your head down, let your spine relax on the ground, let your abdominal muscles relax. This is not a sit-up activity, right? So I either bring my hands here or I back off to here. But if you can keep everything engaged and into the ground and then relaxed in your front body, then you can take hold of the feet. Your ankles will be right over your knees, and then you're just taking that inhalation to relax and soften through the pelvic floor. And then using the exhalation to do nothing, you just feel a natural recoil. So that's the first movement. The next movement that I recommend is with an abdominal brace. It's called a floor angel, right? So my hands are going to be sliding on the floor like so, right? Up and down. But we have to set up our stacked egg first, right? Which that's in another video as well. With our stacked egg, I'm not squeezing my butt to tuck my pelvis under, right? Can you see that I would be scrunching here, squeezing here to tuck my pelvis under? That's very different than just an active exhalation. So I inhale my 360 degrees, I drop my pelvic floor down, I expand into the sides of my back, also my belly. Right, I take that active inhale, and then on my exhale, I gently lift the pelvic floor, gently draw the low belly towards the spine, and then feel the front ribs knit towards one another and towards the back ribs. So then I feel my back engage a little more on the floor without a strong tuck under, right? There's no scrunching here yet. It's very gentle. So if you refer back to the active exhalation video, I give instructions on how to find that brace using the active exhale. You do that same thing here. Inhale, dropping my pelvic floor down, expanding 360. Exhale, pelvic floor lifts, low belly gently engages, and then the ribs knit together and towards the back ribs. Then I keep that. I keep that engagement the whole time. I take another breath in. I'll feel the sides of my ribs and my back ribs expand. And then on the exhale, I keep that engagement and straighten the arms. A little bit or a lot. I inhale, rebend the arms, expand my ribs. Exhale. Find those ribs knitting together, keeping them down and extending the arms. You can do this a couple of times. If you notice you start to get a little tired, and when you straighten your arms, your ribs flare open in the front, right? Then you've lost it. Then take a step back, okay? And then the final exercise is with that abdominal brace. You do the same preparatory breath in, and then your exhale will be a pelvic floor lift, a low belly engagement, and then your front ribs wrap towards one another and towards your back ribs, and then with a march. I inhale, release my foot down. I exhale, lift my other leg for the march. So again, I'm not strongly tucking under. It's just that subtle lift. And then here's what to look for. If I march and my pelvis either rocks over, or when I put my leg down, I dip, right? I arch my back, right? Then I've lost it. I inhale, prepare. Exhale, march. Inhale, place my foot down. Exhale, march. So a way that you know that you're solid and you have that true brace is kind of scan your back. Imagine like a print of your back, just like you would do a fingerprint, right? Is that print staying engaged the whole time, right? Or is it changing? Is it shifting on the floor, right? Either in your pelvis or in your ribs. Can we keep that stacked egg the whole time, that solid base as we march? And there's no definitive number here. It's linked to the breath and it goes by your fatigue. To come up, you roll to your side and press yourself up. Try that and let me know if you have any questions.